Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Monday. It is Monday again. It happens every time. It is May the 11th. We're here to look at the new releases that are published this week. And on Mondays, we look at the Cozy Mysteries. Not a whole lot going on in publishing this week. It's kind of weird. It's not a holiday. But they must be lulling as well. So we will be looking at them. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. Our next sprints are tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And tonight, I don't know, it might be on Sarah's, it could be on Stormy's, I'm not sure. Let's do a check-in. Elena says, good morning, PK, good morning. How you doing, Elena? She says, I am good. And she also says, good morning to Mary. Hope you guys had a good weekend. First up, Mares and Murder by Leslie Langtry, 39th in the Mary Wrath Mysteries. Hold your horses! The end of summer still holds surprises when ex-CIA agent turned Girl Scout leader Mary Wrath Ferguson gets an offer to take her troop of girls to a dude ranch in Colorado. Demon's Point Dude Ranch is owned by a college friend who wants Mary's troop to test the staff and trail ride. The girls are gung-ho, rounding out the troop with goth girl Draconia and future Espionage Agents of America member Ardith. You can't look a gift horse in the mouth. The troop is really champing at the bit to go on the remote 3-day trail ride through the Rockies and find the abandoned gold mining camp hidden there until disaster happens and they find themselves cut off from the rest of the world. When the only person who knows another way back ends up murdered, the group has to change horses in midstream to figure out how to get back to the ranch. Mary needs her horse sense to find the killer before Happy Trails turns into murder trails. Good premise, however, she would not be having that job anymore after that and probably sued, as well as the Dude Ranch. Just saying. Murder, She Wrote has another one. Book number 63. Good for the estate. Industry. Written by Barbara Early. This is Murder Most Trivial. Jessica Fletcher and friends Seth Hazlitt and Maureen and Mort Metzger team up for a pub trivia and crush the competition, then are stunned to learn that the prize is a chance to appear in a 5-day trivia tournament filming in Los Angeles. No one expects life or death stakes, but on day 1 of the tournament, a crew member is murdered. Who would benefit from derailing the show? Jessica has to come up with the ultimate answer. In a metafictional twist, the investigation takes Jessica and the gang to the filming locations of their favorite mystery shows, where they discuss how Columbo, Monk, or Jim Rockford might go about solving the case. Murder with a Mug of Hot Cocoa by Christy T. Dixon, 12th in the Ivy Clark Mysteries. The Muddy Creek Community Center is finally ready to open, and Ivy Clark is hoping for nothing more than a simple ribbon cutting and a warm mug of cocoa. Instead, a guest collapses during the celebration and dies on the spot. As rumors swirl, Ivy discovers an unsettling connection. Her cousin Tanya's brand new dating service may have brought the victim and prime suspect together. What began as a few awkward matchmaking mishaps suddenly feels far more dangerous. With Tanya in over her head and secrets hiding behind smiles, Ivy must untangle whether the dating disasters and the death are related, or if someone is using love as the perfect cover for murder. Kathy Daly has a new one in her In Holiday Bay series. 39th, Detours in Destiny. Spring is giving way to summer in the charming coastal town of Holiday Bay, Maine, where blooming gardens seem to offer the promise of sun-soaked beaches and long carefree days in the sun. But as the season shifts, so does the mood, because in Holiday Bay, even the brightest days can hide the darkest secrets. The highlight of early summer is the much-anticipated 3-day cook-off hosted by beloved chef Georgia Carter Payton. After the chaos of her last event, Georgia is determined to deliver a flawless competition, and for a while it seems she just might succeed. That is, until one of the contestants is found dead. All eyes turn to the obvious suspect, a hot-headed local who was seen arguing with the victim just hours before the murder, and who even took a swing at Abby when she tried to break things up. With motive and opportunity firmly in place, there seems to be a clear path to close the case, but Abby isn't convinced it's that simple. With Colt tied up with his new job and McKay, I don't know which way they have the emphasis, out of town visiting Tyler, Abby finds herself with something rare, free time, and she isn't about to waste it. Trusting her instincts, she begins digging into things on her own. Meanwhile, 4 men in their 70s arrive in Holiday Bay as part of a year-long Detour in Destiny tour. Bound by a pact to revisit roads not taken, the longtime friends are determined to explore the lives they might have lived. End of that row. Frozen Chalet Murder by R.M. Murphy, 7th in the Rolling Dough Pizza Truck Mysteries. During the off-season, pizza truck owner Denny Winwood serves up his signature pies to the participants of a writer's retreat held in a famed author's remote mountain chalet in Pennsylvania. But when a blizzard arrives sooner than expected, then he finds himself snowed in with the guests and his loyal Yorkie Romeo. Creative inspiration soon turns to terror when one of them is found dead. With no way to call for help, Denny must read between the lines to uncover which of the writers is the culprit. The more he digs, the more he realizes that everyone at the retreat seems to be hiding secrets worth killing for. Can Denny piece together the clues and expose the murderer before another victim is permanently edited out? Bundle up for this chilling pizza truck mystery where creative ambition meets deadly secrets in a snowbound battle of wits. Mishap on a Fishing Trip by Hilary Pugh. 3rd in the Proudfoot and Handy Investigate series. A body in the river, a house that contains secrets, another mystery for Proudfoot and Handy. A young man and some friends set out from a house on the river for an early morning fishing trip, but their peace is shattered when they see the body of a man. It's supposed to be in the shallows. Is it a case of drowning or something more sinister? And what secrets will the house itself reveal as Amos and Esme start to ask questions? That's a pretty cover. The Well-Placed Lie by Carrie Lee Townsend, 4th in the Wishville Mystery Series. One of those names. Lyra Wells is determined to keep Winter Wishfest steady after a year of upheaval. Snow glow lanterns, carolers in the square, a town ready to believe in hope again. All she has to do is protect the well that binds Wishville, Vermont to the hidden realm of Alarion and avoid another catastrophe. But when a respected local woman collapses mid-song during the snow glow sing, the tragedy feels too precise to be coincidence. The official explanation comes too quickly, and Lyra can't ignore the quiet certainty that something about this death was engineered. As small thefts ripple through the celebration and a hooded figure begins appearing at the edges of the snow-covered crowd, Lyra realizes someone is manipulating more than just events. Chief Holden Thorne wants evidence before fear fractures the town. Calderas senses unrest stirring across Alarion, where whispers of imbalance refuse to fade. Caught between two realms already strained by secrets, Lyra must untangle a winter mystery built not on brute force, but on misdirection. The most dangerous weapon isn't magic or murder, it's a lie, placed so carefully that uncovering it could unravel everything the well was meant to protect. And in Wishville, the truth may be the only thing powerful enough to survive. Well, that's fantasy-oriented. Murder Like Clockwork. Every Thursday at midday, Audrey Brooks cleans the Petrov house. Mr. Petrov is never home. In fact, he seems to use the house purely as storage for his impressive collection of antiques. But that doesn't affect the care with which Audrey mops, polishes, and carefully winds each of the dozens of beautiful clocks that decorate the tall, elegant, empty London mansion. Until the morning she finds a corpse in the back bedroom, the pristine walls and floor covered in blood, and flees the house in panic. 15 minutes later, the police arrive and find nothing. No body, no blood. The only thing slightly out of the ordinary is the clock in that back bedroom, which is now running 4 minutes slow. With no victim, the police are convinced there was no murder, but Audrey knows better. A man has been killed, and if they don't do anything about it, she and her annoying friend Lewis will. Who done it is one thing, but this detective duo must also wrestle with when and where on earth is the body. It's not long since they solved the murder of their neighbors, so they're not rookie sleuths, and at least this time the case has no connection to their home, does it? End of that road. Hot Wings and Homicide by Carmela Dutra. Second in the Food Truck Mystery Series. Business at Cluck and Good is smoking hot. To keep momentum going, Beth and her twin brother Seth just scored a prime spot at the Flavors of the Bay Food Festival. For 3.5 days, food lovers will flock to the Bay Area's biggest culinary event to enjoy gourmet food trucks, cook-offs, and live music. But this recipe for success is also the perfect setup for murder. When the infamous food critic Brad Dawson, also Beth's ex, turns up dead, the only clue at the scene of the crime is a Cluck and Good tumbler mug. Well, that points everything. The timing couldn't be worse. Beth and Brad were seen in a heated altercation, and days prior, witnesses saw Seth punch Brad. Suspicion naturally falls on the twins. With the cops hot on their trail, Beth will have to avoid the flames to clear their names and save her food truck's reputation. But the chickens are out of the coop, and as Beth digs into Brad's final hours, she will uncover rivalries, grudges, and a different side of Brad she never knew. If she doesn't crack the case soon, she might be the next one to get cooked. Best of Cluck. Oy. You really didn't have to do that last one. Secrets, Spells, and Shadows. Second in the Havenwood Cove Cozy Fantasy Mysteries by Susie Swenson. Seraphina Blackthorne thought she was finally finding her footing, running a magical yarn shop, navigating midlife magic, and settling into a seaside town where enchanted lattes, mischievous familiars, and snarky birds are perfectly normal. But peace never lasts long in Havenwood Cove. A stormy night unleashes wild magic. Shadows whisper in the forest. A shocking dragon shifter revelation sends Sarah's carefully rebuilt life spinning once more. When a frightened family arrives seeking refuge, Sarah is drawn into a different kind of mystery, one rooted not in spells, but in fear, compassion, and the fierce instinct to protect. Helping them reminds her that not every danger in Havenwood is supernatural, and that some threats leave deeper scars than magic ever could. Soon, strange disturbances ripple through town. Roots tremble beneath the streets, lights flicker, dreams turn unsettlingly real. Even the yarn shop seems on edge. As the newly awakened guardian of Havenwood Cove, Sarah follows a trail of enchanted clues, leading to long-buried secrets and an ancient enemy stirring beneath the town's peaceful surface. Thankfully, she isn't facing it alone. With Willow the mystical cat, Cyrus the sarcastic phoenix parrot, and a house that cares a little too much, and Riker Stormrider, the bloody dragon shifter now bound by Havenwood by fate and fire, Sarah must unravel the whisperers creeping into her town before the shadows take hold, and before protecting Havenwood demands a cost she may not be ready to pay. That description is almost longer than the book. Holy moly. Croissant and Conspiracy by P.J. Sterling, third in the Honeyberry Falls Mysteries. The snow is melting, the secrets are rising. The spring thaw has finally arrived in Honeyberry Falls, Vermont, and it hasn't brought the peace Penelope Marsh expected. While she struggles with the precise 3-day lamination of her new croissant recipe, 3 days, A grim discovery at the North Block excavation site halts the town's progress. A skeleton has been unearthed in the foundations, and it is wearing a signet ring engraved with the Sterling family crest. The police call it a cold case. Penny calls it a blood debt. When Arthur Vane, the formidable patriarch of the city's most powerful law firm, arrives in town with an army of surveyors, the stakes shift from historical to hostile. He isn't after the land anymore. He is hunting for a specific archive lost in the firm's original Manhattan satellite office. To protect her town and her family's legacy, Penny must leave the safety of the Dusty Apron and return to the glass and steel canyons of New York City. Armed with a vintage brass key and her forensic instincts, stand back, I'm armed by my forensic instincts. Penny enters Suite 4402, a room that has been sealed since 1968. Inside, she finds evidence that her father wasn't just a silent partner, he was a whistleblower who spent his life tracking a half-century of corporate racketeering. From the shadows of Wall Street to the muddy trenches of Vermont, Penny and Detective Jackson Miller uncover a conspiracy of eminent domain that spans generations, with the Vane family moving to seize the entire town under a fraudulent receivership. Penny has 24 hours to prove the truth. In the high-stakes world of probate and pastry, the layers of the past are as brittle as a croissant shell. One wrong move and her entire life will crumble. Way to give everything away. Voted most likely to murder by Lacey Moon. Belinda Bishop is unemployed and single. At 32, her journalism career feels stuck, and let's not even speak about her love life, which isn't helping her look forward to her upcoming high school reunion. You don't have to go. Stuck working at her parents' seaside cottage and RV park in Nova Scotia for the time being, she needs time to regroup and come up with a killer story to get her career and her life back on track. When she literally stumbles across the dead body of the philandering class jock at the reunion, the party quickly comes to a stop. At first, it seems like the perfect opportunity for Belinda to channel her inner Christian Amanpour until her childhood best friend turned nemesis, Jolene Dexter, is declared the prime suspect. Despite their falling out, Belinda is convinced the former pageant queen is innocent. As the two women struggle to put aside their differences, they have to work together to catch the real murderer before the sleepy coastal town is rocked to its foundations. End of that row. Moving right along. Moonlight, Magic, and Murder by Deanna Drake. Third in the Laguna Bay Midlife Witch Cozy Mysteries. What is it about midlife witches? Boo was braced for tension when her formidable ex-mother-in-law swept into Laguna Bay, putting a damper on Boo's long-overdue reunion with her estranged daughter, Lila. Awkward hugs? Absolutely. Passive-aggressive comments? Guaranteed. Murder? Not on the guest list. Evangeline Duval isn't just a difficult relative. She's a high-ranking New Orleans supernatural elder with strong opinions about Laguna Bay's magical leadership. One bad report from her could strip the town of its charter and shatter the safe haven Boo has fought hard to protect. So when Evangeline collapses mid-celebration, whispers of poison, old grudges, and council infighting spread faster than gossip at the local hair salon. And before long, suspicion starts pointing straight at Boo's own household. With her sharp-tongued talking cat, Kepi, her fiercely loyal sister Delphine, and longtime friend Merle Foster by her side, Boo must untangle old loyalties, hidden guilt, and dangerous politics before fear tears her community apart. Binding Evidence by Danny Wood. Second in the Fog Harbor Mysteries. 3 months after solving her first murder, librarian Tessa hoped life in Fog Harbor would finally settle down. Then the town's problematic newcomer turns up dead, and chaos returns to her quiet haven. The dead woman wasn't just an obnoxious critic. Hidden in her cottage, Tessa and Waffles discover the woman's real plan, a systematic scheme to buy out and destroy every business that makes Fog Harbor special. Someone found out about her plot and decided she had to be stopped, permanently. With half the town hiding secrets and the other half pointing fingers, Tessa must uncover which of her neighbors was desperate enough to commit murder. Because in a community where everyone knows everyone, the most dangerous enemy might be the one who's been hiding in plain sight. Murder with a Side of Shrimp and Grits by Skylar Warren, first in the Honeybee Diner Mysteries. Y'all invited to dig in a steaming plate of meatloaf. The diner's well-worn red chairs have cradled folks from every corner of Willow Bluff, Jesse's podcasting bestie T, old Mr. Higgins, two mighty mischievous kittens, biscuits and gravy, and every tattling town person in between. So when the mayor turns blue after a bite of Jesse's famous shrimp and grits, she finds herself in seriously hot water. Suddenly all eyes are swiveled toward Jessie. For 50 years her family has fed Willow Bluff, and Jessie won't let one mouthful shatter the legacy of her grandmother's secret recipes. The mayor's peanut allergy was talk of the town, so when traces are found in his food, Jessie must fight to clear her name. An empty peanut packet in the diner's pantry has Jessie and T hot on the heels of the murderer when another case of food tampering occurs at a nearby bakery. Someone is dishing out delicious death sentences. How many locals will get service before Jessie can crack the case? Her investigation must be a recipe for success, or honeybees will be toast. Hartbridge Heritage Murder by Sophia Blake and M. Scannell Phaneuf. 8th in the Hartbridge Mysteries. Sarah Thompson is looking forward to Hartbridge Heritage Week, colonial reenactments, town festivities, and finally mastering a decent pie crust. Murder was not on the schedule. When local historian Dr. Leonard Pike hints he's uncovered a shocking secret about Hartbridge's founding families, tensions build behind the scenes of the town celebration. Then Pike collapses during the Heritage Week banquet, gone before the chicken is served. Now Sarah and her best friend Karen are up to their elbows in questionable committee members with all kinds of motives, buried scandals, suspicious townspeople, and historical secrets from the days of the American Revolution that someone will kill to keep hidden. I'm sorry, 250 years ago? Do we care? Nope. End of that row. And the bell is about to ring. So we'll stop there. Everybody remember where we parked? Next is Wednesday's morning show. We'll look at the darker side of mysteries, the crime fiction and thrillers. There's not a whole lot, so we'll probably continue with the cozies then too. If we get through everything, we might not have a show on Friday. Not sure for sure, but just keeping it there as an option. Mary says, good morning, good morning. Sorry to be so late. That's okay. Feeling punky this morning, and it's raining outside, so snuggled under the covers a little too long. It's raining! Wonderful! Yes, do that. I would. In a heartbeat. Enjoy your day. Alrighty, well that is it. Again, I don't have any sprints tonight. It's either Sarah or Stormy tonight if you are wanting to do some sprinting. My next sprints are tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Eastern for 2 hours. We do every Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons starting at 3. Alright, have a good Monday. Be safe. Read good books. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Om nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.